the tie-ins that exist today when it comes to Israel, and especially because you saw a whole bunch of these anti-Muslim bigots talking about 9/11. Well, does anybody remember Larry Silverstein? Because I do.
I don't. You're going to have to be more specific.
So, I have a little story here, and we're going to play a quick clip.
Story time.
Yes, little story time. So, I don't know how many of you know this, but I'm going to set the mood for everybody. Only 2 months before 9/11, the World Trade Center was privatized and sold to Larry Silverstein.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Every single morning, he ate breakfast in the North Tower on the 91st floor. Keep in mind, the 91st floor was one of the floors that American Airlines Flight 11, or was it? Yes. Was it American?
Doesn't matter. We know what happened.
Flight 11, the first flight,
right.
hit that part of the tower. So, but not on 9/11. His wife made him an emergency doctor's appointment that day.
Mm-hmm. How fortuitous.
He also conveniently bought an insurance plan that covered terrorism. After the attack, he took the insurance company to court.
Of course he did.
Silverstein won and was paid a whopping $4.55 billion. He is still a free man and is considered a hero of Israel. Here's the clip.
I had the pleasure of working pretty much with every prime minister of Israel, from Yitzhak Shamir forward. I said to myself, wouldn't it be fantastic if I could own the Twin Towers? We got very, very lucky. The governor of New York, George Pataki, decided one day that maybe it would be good to privatize the ownership of the World Trade Center. So I got a call from the governor's office, and they said, would you ever consider owning the World Trade Center? It was very, very good for the family, very good for us. And
he's talking like a mafia boss.
I agree. Completely agree. People that chew gum, and Peter knows that this drives me crazy, because if he's chewing gum in the car and then I get in the car, I will like kind of roll my eyes until he gets rid of the gum. It's gross.
Wait, are you implying that I'm chewing gum?
Sometimes.
But are you saying that he's chewing gum?
Yes, and it's disgusting.
Oh, okay.
And what I'm saying is, when you're doing it by yourself in the car, that's appropriate. Once somebody's in the car is when it gets gross. He's sitting here talking to a whole bunch of people while chewing gum. It's just gross.
Well, the thing that I also want to point out, I mean, listen, you agree that the way he's talking like a mob boss. Like, that's kind of how
he looks like Meyer Lansky to me.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Once, like I said, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
When is this from, this video? Do you know?
A number of years ago, I believe. But it was recently discovered.
Because how old is this guy now, or is he dead now?
I believe he's still alive. I'm pretty sure. Guys, I want to continue this video, but if you can confirm if Larry Silverstein is still alive, because clearly he's an old man here, and I can't say for certain how far back it goes.
Right, that's why I'm curious. Like, maybe that's why this is now coming out. I don't know.
It's possible.
We were very, very fortunate. On the morning of 9/11,
who in the hell blinks like that? My God, it's like someone said he's a lizard person, confirmed. Lizards live a long time.
That's true. And they shed skin. It's
Wow,
like,
have you seen Debbie? It looks like she's bulging out of her skin every so often.
she is very, very like lizard-like.
Lizard-like, yeah.
She's very reptilian.
Yeah. It's Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, 100% lizard person, confirmed. He is still alive, and he is 94 years old. It's almost like Don Chichi at the end of The Godfather Part 2. Vito Corleone has to go back to Sicily and take care of business.
So why is this coming out now, though?
I'm not sure, but it came out.
I'm getting ready, getting dressed to go to the dermatologist. I have light-colored hair, light skin. The sun is a disaster for me.
Yeah, because you're not a
I
fucking
can't take the
Semite.
sun.
Yeah, shouldn't be living in the Middle East.
That should be
She
the
said,
hint
okay,
to you.
but you're going to the dermatologist, you're going this morning, and you're not going downtown. We got very, very lucky. And I had an obligation to collect the insurance proceeds from the policies. A new governor was just elected. Eliot Spitzer, an old friend who I knew well.
Of course.
I said, Eliot, if you don't help me, I'll never collect from the insurance companies. And guess what? He listened, and he said, you know what? You're entitled. I'm going to get you the money. And in 6 months, he got me the $4.5 billion. We got very, very lucky.
Yeah, I'm sure it was very lucky. As if people like that rely on luck. Yeah, that makes sense.
Not a chance.
Can I please, another person that, and again, too late in life, like, because he's at 94, it's like, he's already like enjoyed his whole life. But these are people that I really think need to learn Mangione monetary theory. That's what I think.
That would be a great question, Day Day.
That's very, yeah, maybe. And maybe that's why whatever was, whatever the recent batch or recently released batch of information might have had something to do with that. But yeah, some stuff definitely has come out, because I saw there was firefighters, New York firefighters, that were talking about the controlled demolition, and that they actually that there was the voice on the phone of a fire chief that was up on the floor of impact and very casually was like, yeah, there's 2 fires. We've got it. No problem. And then it was a complete control collapse. So there was this stuff. I just saw something about this recently. So maybe that's what it is, this information that was released.
Well, that's whether you believe it was a controlled demolition or not. The one thing that has never been answered that people will still refuse to talk about is Building 7 and why that collapsed. That's
in this too. But again, that's what I'm saying. There was this piece of information that's a communication, an audio communication between firefighters. Okay. They don't lie. They just don't. They're not going to stand in a situation and make shit up. That's just not so that's why I think it was so unusual, is that there's this communication at the time where they were, that I think that we need to look further into that.
And that was my aha moment when I was still 19, 20 years old. I just said, as soon as I discovered that there was a massive stock sell-off of both American and United Airlines stock on Friday, September 7th, there was just something, you can't make that up. And then on Monday, September 10th, you have Rumsfeld in front of the House Select Committee saying we have $2 trillion in unaccounted money from the Pentagon. And then 9/11 happens. These things are just not coincidental, guys.
No.